We at Digital Sith Studios wish to thank all the narrators that were involved in this project. Blessings. I remember that afternoon like it was burned into my memory. The Deep Space Frontier Coalition headquarters in Florida. That huge gray concrete fortress rising out of the green grass like it had always been there. Around it, the old rocket test pads from before the moon landings in 2051 sat quiet, half covered in weeds, rusting under the same bright sun that never seemed to care how tired Earth was getting. Inside the commander's office, the air felt thick. Sam Parker stood at attention and snapped a perfect salute. His uncle, Commander Warren Parker, returned it, crisp and formal, the way he always did when they were on duty. "Have a seat, Lieutenant," the commander said, voice low and steady. Sam gave a small smile, that maverick grin he could never quite hide. "Yes, sir." He sat. The chair creaked under him. Warren didn't sit right away. He got up instead, walked slowly to the window, hands behind his back, looking out toward the distant warehouse where something enormous waited under floodlights and tarps. Even from here you could feel it, the Obsidra, humanity's last big bet. "Sam," he said, still facing the window, "there's something I've been keeping from you." Sam straightened. "Sir?" Warren turned then, looked straight at him. His eyes were tired but sharp. "Sam, my boy, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. It may not seem great in the eyes of the many, but I know I can trust you." Sam leaned forward just a little, worry creeping into his voice. "Sir, what is it? You know you can trust me, sir." He gave a quick chuckle, trying to lighten the moment. "Well, there was that one time when I overshot the runway, sir." Warren let out a small laugh, short, rare, almost fond, before he sat back down. The chuckle died fast. His face turned serious again. "Sam," he said, "I want you to command the Obsidra." Sam blinked. His mouth opened, but nothing came out at first. "Me, sir? Command what? The Obsidra, sir?" "Yes," said Warren, firm, no room for doubt. "The Obsidra. If you accept, and you will, Sam, my boy, you'll be promoted to captain. We'll make it official in a morning tea this week." For a second, the room was completely still. Sam just stared, like the words hadn't landed yet. And then he stood, almost automatically, saluted again, hand shaking just enough to notice. He turned, walked out of the office in a daze, still saluting the higher-ranking officers he passed on the way. They looked at him, curious, maybe already sensing something had changed. Outside, the Florida evening was warm and heavy. Lucky for Sam, he lived on base, single, no complications, just a 500-meter walk across the compound to his barracks. He could hear the other single guys laughing around the shared pool, jets parked in neat rows nearby, their hulls catching the last of the light. That was home for him. Simple, easy. But tonight, as he walked that familiar path, everything felt different. The Obsidra, Captain, him. The weight of it settled in his chest like the first burn of a jump engine spooling up.
That night, Sam couldn't sleep. No matter how hard he tried, his mind wouldn't shut down. He flicked on the old holo screen and watched footage of aircraft dogfights from the old days, their maneuvers. The way they fought piqued Sam's interest, but still his mind was on the Obsidra. The Obsidra was already inside his head, and it wouldn't let go. Eventually he gave up, He pulled on his leather jacket, jeans, and boots, the same deer he used to wear when he needed to feel like himself again. He jumped on his motorbike, kicked it to life, and bashed down the empty base road, wind tearing past him. He stopped at the old truck inn, that run-down place that had been serving the same coffee and bad beer since before the moon settlements. A homeless man was sitting outside, shivering a little in the night air. Sam reached into his pocket, pulled out a few dollars, and pressed them into the man's hand. "Thanks, Sonny," the man said, voice rough but grateful. Sam smiled, small, real. "You're welcome, sir." He walked back to the bike, climbed on, and roared off again down the winding coastal road. All he could think about was the Obsidra. What mission would it be? Was he ready? He muttered it out loud into the wind. "I'm 25. 25. How can I captain the Obsidra? I don't know anything about being a captain. I'm a goofball. Me, a captain? They got the wrong man." The road eventually gave way to the beach. He pulled over, killed the engine, and walked down to the water. He sat in the wet sand, feet digging in, jeans slowly getting soaked and covered in grains. He loved it here. Used to bring her here once. He loved her. He missed her. Her name was Amy. Long blonde hair, laugh that used to cut through the noise of the bass. The one who looked him in the eye one day and said she didn't love him anymore. Then she simply left. He wiped his eyes, quick, angry at himself for still feeling it. He still carried her photo in his wallet. He pulled it out, glanced at it under the fading light, then put it back. He grabbed his forehead. "Oh, man, what am I going to do? I can't let my uncle down. I don't want to be captain. I'm a goofball. Me, a captain? They got the wrong man." Sam couldn't sleep that night, and the next few days were a blur. The morning arrived. Sam pressed his uniform extra sharp. He couldn't believe today was the last day he would wear lieutenant stripes, soon to be a captain. He wanted his parents to be there, but living on the other side of the country, even with the fastest jets on the market, they could not make it in time. Instead, Sam sat in the front row with his uncle, the commander, and his Auntie Merrill. A strange woman, Sam always chuckled at Auntie Merrill's hairstyle, the colors she wore, and the cupcakes she made. He mumbled under his breath, "I bet those bloody cupcakes are here." Then Merrill grabbed Sam's arm. "Sorry, honey, did you mention cupcakes?" "Oh, yes, I brought an entire new batch, my lovely." She smiled. Sam smiled back, soon to be interrupted with, "Come on, Sam, let's go." The commander stood, and Sam followed. A loud applause broke out in the auditorium. In the auditorium sat Amy, Sam's old flame to be exact. She stood and clapped. Sam saw her and stood still. The commander said, "Sam, you coming, son?" Sam nodded. "Yes, sir." Sam walked and stood next to his uncle. The commander began. He said in a stern voice, "Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, staff, for celebrating this momentous event, where not only do we get a new captain, but I will deliver news we all have been waiting for." A journalist snapped a few photos, lighting up the podium, and a lot of phones were recording the video, even some live streaming, and 400,000 views, so it was a big deal. The commander continued, "Today, Lieutenant Parker will be promoted to captain." The crowd clapped. The commander shook Sam's hand and placed on his new epaulettes, then saluted one another. Sam stood at ease. The commander continued, "I know there has been much speculation of what we have been building in Hangar 9. The crowd listened intently. "Hangar 9?
We have been building a new spaceship that will go further, stay longer than we have ever done, and it will explore the unknown universe." The crowd gasped for air. "Wow," one little kid said. Another person mumbled, "A space exploration." The commander continued, "And whom will command that mission? Captain Sam Parker, that's who." The crowd stood and clapped. Soon the excitement calmed down, and Sam avoided his auntie's cupcakes. "Bloody moon rocks, those things," he mumbled. Overhearing his comment, Lieutenant Alex Modwell, everyone called him Moddy for short, piercing blue eyes, brown, wavy hair, girls loved the guy, said, "Captain, sir." Sam smiled. "Knock it off, Moddy." Moddy smiled. "Sam, can we chat?" Sam and Moddy went to one side of the hall. "She's here, Sam. I saw her," Moddy said, biting into a cupcake. "Hell, these are bloody rock hard," holding his tooth. "I think I broke a tooth. I'm serious." Sam chuckled. "I told you not to touch them." Moddy held his tooth. Sam said, "I know, my friend. I saw her." As the men were talking, Amy held her arms across her chest as though scared, in a white and blue lined long dress. She was gorgeous. She approached Sam, but also looking at Sam was Jennifer. Well, Lieutenant Jennifer Wright, ship's navigator by trade. Sam looked at Amy and smiled. Moddy said, "Hi, Amy. Nice to see you." He hugged her. "I gotta go and fix my tooth," he giggled. Amy said, "His tooth? What happened to his tooth?" Sam smiled. "Aunt Meryl's cupcakes." Amy smiled. "Oh, yes, I remember them." Sam and Amy smiled, and quietness sat in for a few moments. "I was surprised to see you here today, Amy," Sam said. "I heard it on the grapevine that you were getting promoted, and I wasn't missing that, Sam." Sam smiled. Amy looked worried and touched Sam's arm. Sam looked at her hand. "So you are captain of this new ship. How long will you be gone, Sam?" Meantime, Jennifer glared at Amy's hand, touching Sam. She felt jealous. She always liked Sam, but never had the courage to tell him, or he was always with other girls. Sam shrugged his shoulders and sipped his coffee. "I think 1 year." Amy's heart sank. "A year? A year, Sam? You can't... a year, Sam. You'll be gone for 1 whole year." Sam said, "I don't mean to be rude, Amy, but we're not together anymore, remember?" Amy said, "I know, Sam." She paused. "I know I ended it, but still, there is no one else for me, Sam. It's always been you, Sam."
Sam hugged Amy goodbye. Amy turned away crying as she left the hangar. Sam stood still, watching her go. Jennifer glared at him. Sam turned, caught her eye for a moment, then walked off. The 2 months leading up to the exploration mission were moving fast. Today marked the first official team meeting of the officers assigned to the expedition. Commander Parker sat at the head of the table, his brass shining under the lights, medals set neatly across his chest. Sam sat beside him. Moddy sat next to Sam. Across the table sat Jennifer. Malcolm Long, ship's logistics. Jacob Longbow, Bowie for short, ship's chief chef. Alex Rogers, the ship's pilot and the oldest of the officers. Dr. Peter Martin, the ship's doctor. All were present. The commander stood, his gaze locking onto each of them in turn. "Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to be here this morning. We know this mission is approaching quickly, and I want to make certain no one here is having second thoughts about backing out on me." His glare slowly passed over each face. No one spoke. Even though Sam was screaming inside, "Get me out of here!" he remained silent. The commander pressed a button, and a giant LCD screen flickered to life.
He raised his laser pointer. "This is us, this little dot here, Earth. Everything beyond, from the Deltram Nebula outward, remains largely unexplored, and that is where you come in. We all know Earth's resources are drying up. The water isn't as good as it once was. The sun isn't as hot. One day, life on Earth may no longer be possible." He paused, letting the words settle. "Let me be clear. This mission is hugely important. Your success depends on finding an Earth alternative." Sam swallowed hard. "An Earth alternative, sir?" The commander's eyes snapped to him. "Yes, Captain, an Earth alternative." Mahdi spoke up carefully. "Excuse me, sir, is there really such a place?" The commander allowed himself a thin grin. "Lieutenant, I certainly hope you find one, for the sake of mankind." Jennifer shot a glance at Sam. Sam glanced at Alex. Around the table, the weight of the mission pressed down on them all. A knock sounded at the door. "Excuse me, Commander, your coffee." "Ah, yes. Thank you, Susan. Please, come in."
Susan, with short brown hair, entered. Mahdi looked up. She caught Sam's eye. Sam smiled. Jennifer noticed the small interaction. Susan set down a tray of hot coffee and a few biscuits, which were quickly devoured. The commander spoke again. "Captain, did you read all the information I gave you?" Sam cleared his throat, brushing crumbs from his mouth. "Yes, indeed, sir, I did." "Good. Please brief your fellow crew on the schedule and logistics." Mahdi grabbed his notebook and pen. The others followed. Sam cleared his throat. "There are us, the officers of the ship, along with 59 staff, 5 fighter jets, and 2 space shuttles for landing craft if and when we need them. That falls under your department, Mahdi." Mahdi smiled. "Yes, sir, Captain." Sam continued. "On the bridge, I will hold command alongside Jennifer and Alex. We will rotate shifts in steering and navigation. I'm also considering promoting new staff for bridge duty, if that is acceptable, sir." Sam looked to the commander. "It is your ship, Captain. I will support your decisions." Sam nodded. "Thank you, sir." Turning to Dr. Martin, Sam continued. "Doctor, you are in charge of the nursing staff and the medical bay. I would also like every staff member to complete first aid training when time allows, and we will keep that training ongoing throughout the voyage." The doctor wrote a few notes in his book. "Yes, Captain, of course, sir." Sam nodded. "Lieutenant Long, you are the ship's logistical officer, and for this mission you will select 2 additional crew members to serve as military police aboard the vessel." Lieutenant Long smiled. "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir." He had always wanted the role, and now it was his. Sam smiled. "And of course, Bowie, we cannot forget the most important person on board. You are head of the galley and all cooking operations. Send a list to the bridge of who you'd like assisting in the kitchen. And for the record, all officers will be the first to take galley duty." His tone hardened slightly. "We lead from the front. There is no back seat for us." The doctor nodded. Mahdi added, "Yes, sir." Friday night soon arrived. Mahdi knocked loudly on Sam's door. "Come on, Sam! Captain," he said dramatically. "Oh, Captain, open the door. Let's go. Hurry up, man." Sam swung the door open, half-dressed, shirt unbuttoned. "Just on the phone. 1 minute. Come in." Mahdi dropped onto Sam's couch and flicked on the TV. From the back room, Mahdi overheard Sam's conversation. "Yep, Frankie's tonight. Okay, see you then. Bye." Sam returned a moment later, smelling of cologne. "Who was that?" Mahdi asked. "Just Susan," Sam replied. Mahdi giggled and slapped his knee. "You sly dog, Sam. You're taking out the commander's receptionist." Sam fumbled through his wallet for cash. "No, not taking her out, just meeting us there." Mahdi laughed. "Well, lover boy, I've got a date too." Sam's eyes lit up. Who is she?" Mahdi smirked. "Jennifer."
Sam glared for a moment, then smirked back. Jennifer! He grabbed his leather jacket. Yep, me and Jen were tight, man, flexing his arms in front of the mirror. Sam shook his head. Come on, lover boy.
The base staff loved Frankie, and Mr. Frankie Donarella loved the base staff, especially Maudie and Sam, who had been regulars since first arriving at the base. Frankie was a short Italian man with slicked back hair, 65 years old, married to Duchess Donarello. No one actually knew her real name because Frankie always called his wife either Baby or Duchess, so everyone else did too. Sam and Maudie walked into Frankie's, and a loud clap rang out. "Here is the captain who will take us to the stars," one man shouted. Maudie laughed. "He's had a bit too much already." Sam giggled and slapped Maudie on the back. "I need a drink, man." "Lead the way, Captain," Maudie said. Sam and Maudie downed 4 beers at a small table. Sam watched the robot horse racing on the large TV screen. "Man, I love those things," Sam said, already a bit tipsy. "Me too," Maudie added. "Be fun, eh?" Sam shook his head. "No, I'm not sure I'd go Mach 6 like you, my man." Maudie stood up and shouted, "Mach 6, baby!" He was drunk now, too. A hand grabbed his arm. It was Jennifer. "Hello, stranger. Where have you been?" Maudie hugged her. "Well, I had a flat tire. Tried to call a certain 2 people, but no reply." Sam looked at Maudie, and Maudie burst out laughing. "Well, we were just around here." Jennifer looked at the empty beer glasses. "Yes, I can see what was going on." She glanced at Sam and nodded. "Good evening, Captain." Maudie blurted out laughing. "Captain? Huh, his name's Sam. No captain tonight." Jennifer frowned. "You need to slow down, Maudie." "No way, baby. I'm just getting ready. Mach 6, baby, woo!" Jennifer and Sam laughed. Frankie soon came over and sat with Sam, Jennifer, and Maudie. Susan arrived shortly after. She drank water. She wasn't a drinker. Frankie reached out and held Sam's hand. "I'm going to miss you, Sam. Maudie, you, boys are like my sons." Maudie's eyes filled with tears. "Oh, Frankie, that means so much to us." Sam wiped tears from his own eyes. "I'll bring you back a rock or 2 from wherever we end up." Frankie hugged Sam. "That would be nice, son. Real nice." Then Frankie reached over and grabbed Sam's beer. "Right, I'm back to work." Maudie laughed so hard he fell off his seat. Sam tried to help him up, but fell too. Susan and Jennifer helped them both back into their chairs. "I'm glad we did this at Frankie's," Maudie giggled. "Yeah, right. Can't do this in the outside world." Susan mumbled, "Yeah, too many cameras." Maudie snapped his fingers and pointed at her. "Smart girl. That's why the captain likes you so much." Sam turned red. He smiled awkwardly at Jennifer and Susan. "Excuse me, I'll just take my drunk friend to the bathroom." Sam grabbed Maudie. "Come on." "Not until I drink this," Maudie shouted. He stood tall, saluted, and skull-drank his beer, making Susan and Jennifer laugh. As he led him away, he muttered, "Why did you say that?" Maudie laughed. "What say? You do like her." Back at the table, Susan sipped her water, while Jennifer drank her beer slowly. "So, Jennifer," asked Susan, "you like Sam?" Susan smiled softly. "I've always liked Sam. He's such a sweet guy. It's just he was always with Amy." She stopped. Jennifer followed Susan's gaze and stiffened. "Oh, dear Lord, it's Amy. What's she doing here?" "Looking for Sam, no doubt," Susan said quietly. In the bathroom, Maudie stared at the mirror. "I can see 3 of me, man. Captain." He saluted. Someone nearby laughed. "Will you knock that off?" Sam chuckled. "I love you, Maudie. I truly do." "Well, I love you too, Captain. Oh, great Captain of the stars."
They giggled all the way back to the table. Maudie even tried to dance with a girl on the dance floor, but her boyfriend pushed him away. "Come on, my man," Sam said, apologizing as he pulled Maudie back. "She was into me," he insisted. "I could see it." The laughter stopped when Sam and Maudie reached the table. Susan, Jennifer, and now Amy. Sam rubbed his eyes. "Amy, what are you doing here?" Maudie immediately grabbed Jennifer and Susan. "Come on, gals, buy me a drink." They took his arms and headed to the bar, though both women kept glancing back at Sam. Amy sat beside him and took his hand. "I want you back, Sam. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I need you in my life." Sam gently pulled his hand away. "It's not that simple, Amy. You can't say you don't love me one day and want back into my life the next." At the bar, Maudie downed a beer and a shot of whiskey. "Poor guy," he said, wobbling. "I'd hate to be over there right now." "You need to slow down, Maudie," Jennifer warned. Maudie wrapped an arm around each woman. "I can't fall over. I'm with the prettiest gals here." Amy leaned closer. "Sam, can we go outside? It feels like your fan club is watching us." Sam glanced toward the bar. Maudie, Susan, and Jennifer were all staring. He waved weakly, finished his beer, and stood. "Sure, let's go." As they headed out, the door opened and closed as people came and went, music spilling into the night. "I'm so sorry, Sam," Amy said. "I made a mistake. I love you. It's always been you." Sam wiped tears from his eyes, hands buried deep in his leather jacket. "This isn't fair, Amy. We're leaving next week, and you're doing this now." "I couldn't miss the opportunity," Amy replied. "Besides, how many girls will be on that ship with you?" The door burst open. Maudie stumbled out, saluted Sam. "Sir, I do apologize." Then he promptly fell into the garden beside them. Jennifer and Susan came running out after him.
The next morning. "Oh, my head," Maudie groaned as light hit him straight in the eyes. The sound of waves woke him properly. Sam was still asleep. He and Susan were slumped in the front seat of her car, with Jennifer somehow asleep in the back. Maudie realized he had ended up on the beach. He stood up gingerly and called out, "Hey, you guys, wake up!" Soon all three were awake and joined Maudie out on the sand. "Breakfast, anyone?" Maudie asked. Susan looked at Sam and gently grabbed his hand. Jennifer noticed. "I'm in," Susan said. Sam smiled. "Me too." Maudie raised an eyebrow at the interaction. "Well, well, well, what have we here?" Jennifer wasn't impressed. She harbored a quiet jealousy. Why was Susan holding his hand? Breakfast came and went. Susan dropped the boys back at their barracks. Sam hugged Susan goodbye. Jennifer drove off with her, Susan planning to drop her home. Sam stood there, watching Susan leave. "Why is it always like this?" Sam muttered. "I finally find a girl I really like, and I'm leaving to explore the bloody universe next week. Tell me, Maudie." Maudie held his head and winced. "I don't know, man, but you got any painkillers? I might need them."
Sam was alone at his house when there was a knock at the door. He opened it slowly. "Amy." "Please, Sam, we need to talk." Sam and Amy sat for over an hour, talking it through. Out the back of Sam's apartment was a small garden with access to the public pool. At some point, Sam went for a swim. Soon, the doorbell rang. Sam walked to the door shirtless, still damp from the pool, and opened it. Susan stood there holding a Chinese meal. "I thought you might be hungry." She stopped mid-sentence when she saw Amy standing inside, arms crossed, clearly unimpressed. Sam looked at Susan, then at Amy. "I'm sorry, Susan. Right now isn't the best time. Can we, have a rain check?" Amy shot Susan a sharp look. "Yes, of course, Sam," Susan said softly. "I'm sorry to bother you. I'll just leave this here for you." She placed the packet of Chinese food down. "That was very kind of you. I'm so sorry." He hesitated. "Can I call you soon? Is that okay?" Susan looked embarrassed but smiled. "Yes, of course you can, Sam. Any time you want." Amy rolled her eyes. Susan turned to leave. Sam stepped forward and gave her a small hug before she drove away. Amy watched her go. "Friend of yours, is she?" she asked sharply. "Yes," Sam replied. "She is. A good friend. A friend I know exactly where I stand with." 2 hours later, Amy finally went home. Nothing had changed. Sam hadn't given in to her pressure to take her back. Sam picked up his phone and dialed. "Susan, I'm so sorry. Are you hungry now?" Susan paused. "As a matter of fact, I am." Sam smiled, grabbing his jacket. "Great. I'm on my way. I'll pick you up." Sam jumped on his motorbike, an extra helmet tucked under his arm. Susan, excited, slipped into her new dress and high shoes. Suddenly, the sound of a motorbike racing up her driveway made her look out the window. "Sam!" she smiled. Her cat ran off, startled. Sam cut the engine, removed his helmet, and knocked on her door. "Excuse me, is there a young lady here who's hungry?" Sam looked at Susan across the table. "I really like you, Susan. I always thought you were a nice girl. Woman," he said with a nervous smile. Susan blushed, embarrassed, and gently touched his nose. "Well, I like you too, Captain Sam Parker." Sam's smile faded. Susan asked, "What's wrong?" He sighed. "I'm leaving next week, and I won't see you for a year." Susan felt the weight of it, but tried to keep his spirits high. "If you're serious about me, Sam, I'll wait for you." Sam met her eyes as the candlelight flickered across the table. She was gorgeous, everything he had been looking for.
Sam checked his bag one last time. After all, it would be a full year before he saw his home again. He looked through everything carefully, mumbling to himself. Phone charger, cables, computer, watch. The weight limit of 30 kilograms per person had made packing nearly impossible, but he'd managed. His officer's jacket hung neatly in protective sleeves, ready. A horn sounded outside. "Come on, Captain," Maudie shouted. Sam locked his door and looked back at his apartment one final time. "Man, I'm going to miss you." He jumped into Maudie's car, and together they headed for the Obsidra. Maudie parked, locked the car, and from that moment on, things were different. In full uniform, the two men spoke formally. Sam was now captain, and Maudie had to respect his rank, even though he was still his best friend. Sam walked first along the makeshift bridge leading into the Obsidra. The ship was enormous, larger than anything in the fleet, and it was all his to command. He pinched himself. "Wow," he muttered, saluting those who saluted him in return. As he stepped inside, a whistle sounded. "Captain on deck!" Everyone snapped to attention. Sam returned the salute and moved to a small podium at the front. The ship's company stood perfectly still. Sam leaned into the microphone. "Company, at ease." They relaxed into position. Sam looked out over his crew, his officers, his ship's company, and beyond them, his uncle, the commander, standing with fellow senior officers, watching proudly. He cleared his throat and leaned closer to the microphone. At 6'1", he stood tall. "Good morning, crew." The entire ship roared back, "Good morning, sir."
Sam nodded. Today is a great day for Earth. It's a great day to be alive. We are pioneers. We will go where no human has ever gone before, and we will not fail our mission. He raised his hand. I salute you all. Sam saluted the ship's company. They returned the salute in unison. As the crew dispersed to their stations, the commander stepped forward. He saluted Sam, then pulled him into a hug. All the best, son, he said quietly. All the best. I'll miss you.
Sam placed his luggage inside his captain's quarters after politely refusing several staff offers to carry it for him. No thank you, I've got it, he said. The room was spacious. His own double bed, a large desk with a chair, a mini refrigerator, an ensuite bathroom, and a small dining table beside a comfortable lounge suite. Well, this is nice, he said quietly as he stepped fully inside. A gold plaque on the door read, Captain. A knock followed shortly. The door slid open and Maudie snapped to attention, saluting sharply. Sir, may I have a moment? Sam returned the salute. At ease, Lieutenant. Come in and close the door. The moment it shut, the formality dropped. Sam and Maudie hugged tightly. Have you settled in? Sam asked. Yeah, it's great, Maudie replied, glancing around. He even peeked inside the fridge. Not as fancy as yours, sir. Sam laughed and placed his captain's hat on his head. Better make it official. Maudie smiled, pride clear in his eyes. You look great, Sam. I'm really proud of you. They hugged once more before Maudie headed toward the launch bay to inventory his spacecraft. Sam turned and made his way to the bridge. Leaving Earth's gravity was the first stage. It took no more than 5 minutes. The new hyperthruster A1 engines, 12 of them, made ascent smooth and effortless. This thing can really fly, Malcolm said as he steered toward their exit point. Jennifer worked quickly, mapping coordinates. Sam leaned back in his chair, coffee in hand. How does it look, Lieutenant Wright? Are we on track? Yes, sir. We're right on target. The comm was shattered. Captain, the sensor operator shouted. We have a light on the engine. It's on fire, sir. Sam was on his feet instantly. Action stations, all hands, all hands. Jennifer grabbed the ship's intercom. All hands, this is not a drill. Go to your stations immediately. In the launch bay, Maudie was already inside his space fighter, checking instruments. Sam snapped back to the sensor operator. Are you sure we're on fire? I'm not sure, Captain. Firefighting teams, stand by on the double, Sam ordered. Jennifer relayed the command. Aye, Captain. Firefighting stations on the double. Maudie's voice crackled over comms. Must be serious. Sam turned back to the operator. Check again. Tell me exactly what you see. The operator pulled up exterior camera feeds. Sir, I don't see anything. It could be a false alarm. Sam didn't like that answer. He grabbed the microphone. Blue Wing 1, launch immediately. Possible fire on the starboard engine. I need a visual check. Maudie clapped his hands together. Yes, sir. My first flight. Blue Wing 1 on the way. His sleek space fighter launched cleanly from the ship, punching into open space. Blue Wing 1 away, sir. Sam nodded. Good. Maudie circled the ship, scanning the hull and engines carefully. Control, this is Blue Wing 1. No visible damage. I repeat, no damage. Sam exhaled. Tell him to return. Jennifer nodded. Blue Wing 1, please return to ship. Yes, ma'am, Maudie replied. Sam smiled to himself. The time was Earth 9 p.m. Sam closed his computer after talking to Susan. It was good to see her face. He had also ignored 3 calls Amy had attempted to make. I'm done with her, he mumbled. He poured himself a quiet wine, a gift from the agency for his long journey. That tastes nice. He stood and looked out the large porthole, distant stars and wonderful nebulae glowing with color. My goodness, it's gorgeous out here, but I feel so alone. He wiped a tear and whispered, "Thank God I have Madi." Lost in thought, he heard a knock at the door. He glanced at the clock on the wall, 9:30 p.m. Sam slowly walked over and opened it. Jennifer stood there. "Excuse me, Captain. It's 9:30. You told me to remind you of your bridge shift starting at 10 p.m., sir." Sam smiled gently. "Yes, of course, Jennifer. I'll be up shortly." Jennifer smiled. "Thank you, sir." She paused and looked Sam in the eyes. "Sir." Sam waited. "Yes, Jennifer?" Shyly, she said, "It's good to have you as captain, sir. Do you know who will be second in command yet?" She played with her fingers. "I was just curious." Sam met her gaze. He knew Jennifer liked promotion, but he played it cool. "No, not yet, Lieutenant. It will all be revealed." Sam sat in his captain's chair. Day 2 of a year-long mission, and it already felt slow. What adventures would await him? At the controls was Alex, 30 years old, married, with a 1-year-old son. Sam felt sorry for Alex, a new father now heading into deep space for a year. Sam walked to the galley and made 2 coffees. He returned and handed one over. "Here, Alex, coffee for you." Alex looked shocked. "For me, sir? Thank you, sir." Sam took a seat beside him. "How's it looking, Lieutenant?" Alex pressed a few buttons. "We're going Mach 8. 4 current engines burning, sir." Sam nodded. "Well done, Lieutenant." He looked at Alex. "May I call you Alex?" Alex smiled and sat up straighter. "Yes, of course, sir." Sam replied, "And please, when it's just us, call me Sam." Alex nodded. "Yes, Sam. Thank you, sir." Sam chuckled as Alex still slipped in the "sir." "I've been meaning to ask you something, Alex, if I may." "Yes, sir. What is it?" Sam's expression softened. "Your family. I believe you have a young son." Alex looked down. "May I speak freely, sir?" "Of course, please do." Alex wiped his eyes. "I wasn't going to come on this expedition, sir, but the money was too good to refuse. It'll pay off our mortgage and build a future for Thomas, my son. Lucy, my wife, said I should do it if I wanted to." Sam said softly, "You have a very understanding wife." Alex smiled. "She's incredible, sir. The most gorgeous thing in my life, besides Thomas. And now they're so far away." Sam placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. "If you ever need to talk to me, Lieutenant, my door is always open to you." Alex wiped his eyes. "Thank you, sir. I really appreciate that." He smiled again. "That goes for you too, sir, if you ever need a friend." Sam nodded. They shared a quiet smile. Sam glanced at the time, 1 a.m. He stood, moved the coffee cups aside, straightened his uniform, sat in his chair, and said, "Lieutenant, let's call an action station fire drill in the galley. All hands." Alex smiled. "Yes, sir. All hands, action stations." Alex hit the alarm button, grabbed the microphone, and called out, "All hands, all hands. This is a fire drill. Fire in the galley." Madi was snoring. "Huh? What the heck? What?" He fumbled for his pants and shirt. Sam began walking the decks, observing the crew's response. Some fell over. Some looked half asleep. The fire simulation took an extra 30 minutes longer than it should have. Sam was unimpressed. At 2:20 a.m., he called all hands to the launch bay. The staff and officers stood in battle dress as Sam walked to the podium. The microphone clicked on. "I don't know where to begin." He gripped the podium like a preacher in a church and yelled, "Not bloody good enough." You could hear a pin drop. What if that was a real fire? We would all be dead. Not bloody good enough. His anger was unmistakable. "This will be fixed. We will keep having these drills until it is." A young man yawned, trying to hide it, an electrical tradesman. Sam pointed. "Lieutenant Long, grab that man and take him to the police lock." Madi was frozen. He had never seen Sam, his best pal, this angry. "That is all. Not bloody good enough." 10 minutes later, Sam entered the makeshift police station. Lieutenant Long saluted. "At ease," Sam said. "Where is he?" "This way, sir." The room was small, hard bed, thin mattress, locked door, no porthole. Lieutenant Long barked, "Get up, son." The boy, no older than 19, jumped to his feet, red-haired, uniform dirty, electrical stitched on his sleeve. He snapped to attention. Sam studied him. "What is your name, son?" The boy nervously replied, "Jacob Hendrickson, sir." "The next time I see you yawn on my parade, it will be worse for you. Do you understand?" Yes, sir, I understand." Sam glanced at his uniform. "Did you iron this today, son?" Jacob hesitated. "No, sir, I did not." Sam looked at Lieutenant Long. "Well, at least you're honest." "Thank you, sir." "Shut up." Jacob snapped back to attention. Sam turned to Lieutenant Long. "This man will report to you daily for 7 days. You will inspect him every day. If he falls below what is expected aboard this ship, he will come and see me." "Yes, sir," Lieutenant Long replied. Sam nodded once, then turned and walked out.
After officers' breakfast, the new daily routine for those not assigned to the bridge, Sam caught Maudie's attention. "Lieutenant, may I see you?" Maudie straightened immediately as nearby eyes flicked their way. "Yes, sir." They stepped aside near a bulkhead. "Maudie, I'll be coming to the launch bay today for a full inventory of all ships. I'll be inspecting the fighters and the shuttle. They need to be of the highest standard. I'm not just telling you, I'm telling all officers. I am coming, and things need to be squared away." Maudie studied him for a moment. "You all right, Sam? I never saw you that angry when that fire drill was over." Sam planted his hands on his hips. "Maudie, if that had been a real fire, we'd all be dead. The galley would have gone up, the engine room would have followed, and we'd be nothing but stardust." He softened, placing a hand on his best friend's arm. "Please, Maudie, I beg you, have that launch bay so clean I could eat off the floor. Make sure the crew are prepared." Maudie smiled. "You've got my word, sir." Sam finished his call with Susan on his laptop. He really missed her, but he knew she was full of good intentions. She always ended their calls the same way. "I'll wait for you, Sam." Sam knew that wasn't an option. He noticed 7 missed calls from Amy. "What does she want? I am so sick of her," he muttered, as he headed for the galley for his first inspection. Lieutenant Longbow had everything immaculate. "A bloody good job, Bowie. Really good work. I'm proud," Sam said, clapping him on the shoulder. Bowie and his crew snapped to attention, Bowie smiling just a little. "Thank you, sir. And, sir, we haven't forgotten about the captain's dinner tonight." Sam leaned in and whispered, "What's on the menu, Bowie?" Bowie grinned. "Well, can that be a secret, sir?" Sam slapped his shoulder lightly. "Yes, it can be, Lieutenant." Bowie snapped back to attention. "Believe me, sir, it'll be awesome." Sam smiled. "I'll see you fine gentlemen later. That's all." As Sam walked away, Bowie wiped his brow. "I'm glad that's over." He turned to his crew. "Right, men, who knows how to make pie? Rhubarb pie, to be exact." Sam walked the long plank toward the launch bay. On the way, Jennifer approached. They saluted each other. She hesitated, then spoke. "Captain, I was wondering if you've made your decision." Sam gently cut her off. "No, Lieutenant, I haven't made my decision about second in command yet, but I will, rest assured. I must go." He walked on, leaving Jennifer standing there, emotions churning. "I like him, and I can't stand his indecisiveness. I want to be second in command," she thought, her head pounding with it. The engine room inspection went flawlessly. Sam laughed with Chief Engineer Drake Rummage, known to everyone simply as Chief. A fixture of the service, he'd been in uniform since he was 16. Sam leaned in. "See you tonight, Chief. Don't forget formal uniform." Chief winked. "Yes, sir. I've also got a fine bottle of brandy to bring along." Sam smiled and walked off whistling.
For the first time in a while, he felt genuinely relaxed. Everything was going to plan. He stopped outside the launch bay and took a look in. He was hoping this inspection would turn into something more. His best friend ran this section. Sam stepped inside. "Captain on deck," Marty called. Marty and 7 other pilots snapped to attention. "All crew accounted for, sir." Sam met Marty's eyes. "Thank you, Lieutenant. Everyone at ease." He smiled broadly. "I'm having a really top day. I've been all over the ship. This is a bloody large ship, fellas and ma'am." He nodded respectfully to Patricia Wildstar, one of the 2 female pilots. He moved down the line, inspecting uniforms. "Bloody great job, everyone. These are the best uniforms I've seen all day. Remarkable." "Thank you, sir," the pilots answered together. Sam grinned. "May I get in a fighter jet, please? It's been a while." Marty nodded. "Patricia, lead the captain to yours." "Yes, sir," Patricia said with a smile. When she met Sam's eyes, it felt like she was looking straight through him. "This way, sir." She led him to Blue Wing 5, her personal jet. "Oh, this looks clean. Well done, ma'am," she said. "Thank you, sir." Sam climbed the ladder and settled into the cockpit. "Oh, what I wouldn't give to be back in one of these." Marty watched from below, smiling, seeing his friend genuinely happy. Sam climbed out a moment later. "Thank you so much. That was bloody brilliant. Lieutenant, I'll see you at the officers' mess tonight. Don't forget formal wear." He paused. "In fact, I'd like to invite all your fighter pilots. This is the best section of the ship." Grins spread across the bay. "Thank you, sir," Marty said.
The officers' mess, a large formal room, now hosted tonight's proceedings, the captain's dinner. Officers only, and a select few invited. Of course, Marty and all his flight crew were there. They looked impressive in their crisp, clean uniforms. Sam stood on a small podium salvaged from the flight bay and cleared his throat. "Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending the first ever captain's dinner." The chief whispered, "I'll drink to that," pulling out a small hip flask of brandy. Sam continued, "I want to say how proud I am of all of you. The hard graft you've put in to make this ship work is outstanding. Without each and every one of you, this mission wouldn't work at all. So go on, give yourselves a round of applause." The room filled with clapping. Sam took a quick sip of his wine. "There is an important announcement I need to address." Jennifer perked up immediately, hoping second in command would be revealed. Sam leaned casually on the podium, sipping his white wine, relaxed. "And that is, what's for dinner?" He giggled. The room erupted in laughter. "Bowie, where are you?" Bowie walked to the front in his chef's uniform and removed his hat. "Yes, sir." Sam placed an arm around Bowie's shoulder. "How's dinner coming along, and what are we having?" Bowie smiled, placed his hat back on, and clasped his hands. "Sir, for entree, we're having an Indian dish, butter chicken and naan bread to die for." Sam grinned. "Yummy. What else?" Marty giggled. "For main, sir, we have turkey with gravy, and as many fries as a man or woman can eat." Whistles echoed through the crowd. "I'll drink to that," the chief yelled, downing his brandy. Sam chuckled as the chief wiped his mouth and smiled. "And for dessert," Bowie continued, pausing dramatically, "I heard a rumor you love rhubarb pie." Sam lit up. "You made rhubarb pie?" "Yes, sir." "I'll promote you to captain for that," Sam joked. Everyone laughed.
It was a great dinner. Sam had far too many drinks. Marty found the karaoke machine and began serenading anyone he could see, swaying and seeing double. Sam sat with Patricia, and soon Bowie joined them. Sam slurred, "Does that sailor know he can't sing?" Bowie laughed so hard he nearly fell over. Jennifer watched everyone's behavior from across the room, unimpressed. This is not how a captain or crew should behave. When I'm captain, I'll change all of this. Disgusted, she walked away unnoticed. Maddie returned with another 10 beers between him and Sam. "Sir, Captain, sir," Maddie said with a silly salute. "I request the day off duty tomorrow, sir. I can't fly and drink. I mean drink and fly, sir." Everyone burst out laughing. The party went on until 2 a.m. Sam hugged Maddie goodnight and staggered back toward his cabin. Patricia spotted him and tried to help. "Let me help you, Captain." Sam leaned against the wall. "Shh, I'm the captain," he giggled. "Yes, sir," Patricia laughed. "I know, I'm just a pilot." "No, no, Miss Patricia," Sam said sternly, then smiled. "You're a pretty pilot." Patricia smiled. "Thank you, sir." Sam promptly fell over in the hallway. Maddie stumbled past, equally drunk, and tried to help. "I can help! I can help!" He fell over too. All three ended up sprawled across the floor, laughing. Jennifer walked past, disgusted. "Disgusting," she said loudly, and walked off. Sam sat in his captain's chair the next morning with bloodshot eyes and a pounding headache. Patricia entered the bridge and handed him a coffee. "Thought you might want this, sir." Sam smiled sheepishly. "Thank you, Patricia." Jennifer walked in and saw this. "So, the party went well, sir?" "Extraordinary," chuckled Sam. "Must do it again." The days passed quickly. The first 3 weeks flew by. Sam ordered Alex, Jennifer, and Maddie into the officers' mess. They stood nervously as Sam sipped his coffee and placed a manila folder on the desk. "I've called you here to announce my decision on who will be second in command should I ever be absent or unable to perform my duties. This was not a decision I took lightly." Sam touched the folder again and slid it toward Alex. "Lieutenant Rogers, Alex, the ship is yours. You are second in command." Maddie congratulated him. Jennifer forced a smile. The meeting ended. Jennifer went straight to her room and cried uncontrollably. "I hate it here. I'm supposed to be the captain. I deserved that role. Old boys club, no doubt. I'm not taking this." She stormed out and marched to Sam's door, knocking repeatedly. "Please wait, I'm coming." Sam opened the door to an irate Jennifer. "Sorry to bother you, sir, but I need to talk to you. It's important." They sat in the captain's private galley beside the bridge. Sam made her a coffee. "It's all right, Lieutenant. You always have access to me." "Sam, I should have been second in command." "How so?" Sam asked calmly. "I've worked my entire career for my own ship. No one knows how hard I've worked to be here. That position should have been mine." Sam inhaled the steam from his coffee. "That's exactly why you didn't get it, Jennifer." She froze. "What do you mean?" "Alex is humble. He's not chasing rank. His heart is with his crew, his family. That's what I need in a second in command." Jennifer sat quietly. "Your time will come," Sam added gently. "You're a great officer." Sam had just fallen asleep when the alarm blared. "Alarm! Alarm!" Alex's voice rang out. "Captain, to the bridge, immediately!" Sam rushed to the bridge. "Captain, we hit something, or something hit us. It's lodged in Outer Cargo Bay 77. "Space junk?" Sam asked. "I tried to avoid it, sir." "I'll go take a look," Maddie said. "Me too," Patricia added. They launched their fighters and circled the ship. "Do you see that?" Maddie said. "What is it?" "It's a ship," Patricia replied. "A ship?" Sam repeated. "We hit a ship?" A small single-berth craft was wedged against the hull. Robotic extraction units hauled in inside. The crew gathered. "Is it alien, sir?" Jennifer asked. "I've never seen anything like this," the chief said. The hatch opened with a blast of cold vapor. "The what?" Sam muttered. Lieutenant Long drew his laser. A woman stepped out, tall, beautiful, blonde, like she'd come from a frozen pod. "Please don't be afraid. I am Luna." She collapsed. Time crawled in the hospital bay. Dr. Martin examined her carefully. "I'm not certain, Captain. She's human, perfectly human. The cold may have kept her alive or restrained her. I honestly don't know." Her eyelids trembled. "Captain, her eyes," Maudie whispered.
She mumbled as her eyes flickered open. "My father sent me. My father sent me. We are facing war." Sam leaned forward, glancing at the others. "What is she saying, Doctor?" The doctor adjusted his glasses, listening carefully. "I'm not entirely sure yet." Suddenly, she grabbed the doctor's arm with surprising strength. "I am Luna," she said clearly now, "and I have a message for you, people of Earth." An hour later, Sam and Moody sat in the officers' mess with Jennifer, the doctor, and Luna. Steam curled from metal bowls along the table. Luna took a large spoonful of Bowie's newest creation, lamb stew, and her eyes widened. "Oh, this food is so good," she said between bites. "Yummy." Sam smiled faintly. Bowie, slightly flustered, cleared his throat. "Would you like some more, miss?" She turned to him, amused. "It's Luna. And no thank you, sir. I have had quite enough." Bowie straightened. "Not sir. I'm Bowie." Their eyes locked for a brief moment. She smiled warmly. "Then, thank you, Bowie." Luna was stunning, though oddly she didn't quite capture Bowie's full attention. Several crew members subtly leaned into the doorway, trying to catch a glimpse of her. "May I help you, gentlemen?" Alex called sharply as he returned from the bridge. No, sir, just leaving," one of them muttered quickly. Alex smirked. "On your way." He joined the table, unrolling a large star chart across the metal surface. "Excuse me, Captain. I did some digging on the coordinates Luna mentioned." Sam folded his hands. "Well?" Alex tapped the map. "We are roughly here, the Dematros segment, Cortron region." Sam nodded. "Go on." Alex leaned forward, excitement creeping into his voice. "Miss Luna's coordinates for her planet, Archiston, I hope I'm saying that correctly." Luna smiled softly. "Yes, Archiston." Alex continued. "Archiston is practically off our mapped charts, sir. It'll take us about a month at Mach 10 to reach it." Sam turned to Jennifer. "Lieutenant, can we spare the fuel and the time for such a task?" Jennifer tapped her smartwatch, reviewing the ship's hydrogen mannanite fuel cells. "According to our reserves," she said carefully, "we could remain on course and still make the journey without risk." She paused, then added with a slight smile, "I think it would be a great adventure for the crew, sir." Sam considered her words, then nodded. "So do I." He turned back to Luna. "Well, Luna, it appears we're heading for your planet. Tell me, what were you doing out there in the middle of nowhere?" Luna lifted her black coffee, studying the dark liquid before answering. "Sam. May I call you Sam?" He smiled gently. "Of course." She set the cup down. "My father is chief of the Archiston people. I am Princess Luna, his only daughter. He ordered me to leave our home and search for help." Her voice tightened. "We have been invaded by the Glaxtons. They claim Archiston our own. They believe our resources belong to them." Her hands clenched. "They come without warning. They pillage our supplies. We are a peaceful people. We do not wage war. We despise such things." She looked around the table, at each of them. "I came to find allies, to find someone who would help us." She reached across the table and gently took Sam's hand. "I found you." Jennifer noticed the gesture, but said nothing. Her expression remained calm.
The room fell quiet. Only the low hum of the ship's engines filled the silence. Something had shifted, and all of them felt it.
Jennifer had made a bed for Luna in one of the spare female accommodation barracks, practically across the hall from her own, and just a door down from Patricia. "Oh, this is a lovely room, Jennifer," Luna said, her eyes sparkling. "Thank you so much. I shall be very comfortable here." Jennifer smiled. She liked Luna's naivety. There was still something childlike about her. "You're most welcome, Princess Luna." Luna's smile widened, tinged with modesty. "Oh, please, don't call me Princess. I'm just Luna from Arkiston." Jennifer sank into a chair. "Please tell me about Arkiston. We've never even heard of your planet." Luna's eyes widened with surprise. "Never heard of Arkiston? Well, we know Earth very well." Jennifer blinked. "How do you know Earth so well?" Luna smiled gently. "Many, many years ago, over 300, I think, an exploration left Earth but never returned. The spaceship was called the—" Jennifer murmured, "the Oxborn 5? Her eyes went wide. "Yes, Oxborn 5, Luna said softly, pleased. "You know our founders?" "Founders?" Jennifer asked, intrigued. "Yes, those people from Oxborn 5, they settled here with the local natives of Arkiston. They populated the planet, so they are considered the founders." Jennifer nodded slowly. "Ah, that's why your English is so perfect." "Thank you," Luna said with a shy smile. "English is our only language." Jennifer leaned forward, fascinated. Then Luna asked, shyly, "So, you have a husband, Jennifer?" Jennifer straightened the pillow behind her on the bed. "Oh, no, I haven't had time for a husband, too busy with my career." Luna's eyes sparkled with childlike excitement. "I think Captain Sam, well, he is lovely." Jennifer's eyes widened slightly. Jealousy prickled her. She was already wary of the way other women looked at Sam. She forced a calm smile. "Oh, you think he's good-looking?" Luna's eyes opened wide, like a child discovering something magical. "Oh, yes, he is lovely, lush, even." Jennifer couldn't help but whisper under her breath, smirking, "Lush, all right." Luna leaned closer, conspiratorial. "I think I will make him my husband." Jennifer choked on a laugh. "Oh, excuse me, I think I need a glass of water," she said, quickly getting up to hide her amusement. Returning with the water, she muttered, "Husband, huh? That's a bold move." Luna's smile was innocent but firm. "As princess, I have one power. I may choose any man I like, and he must obey me." Jennifer smiled, shaking her head. "Well, I think I'm going to need a bigger drink than water for that one."
Luna was happy. She loved being on board the Obsidra, and the thought of returning to her people filled her with warmth. "Oh, I like him so much," she murmured to herself, slipping on her soft slippers. "I wonder where he is. I wonder what he's doing. I will find him." She glanced at the bedside hollow clock, 11 p.m. Pulling on a nightgown, she opened and closed the door quietly, stepping out into the cold metal bulkheads. She wandered down the corridors, lost several times, ending up in the galley and even the office's mess. "Oh my, I am so lost," she mumbled, her excitement undimmed. Her thoughts were entirely of Sam. He consumed her mind. "I must find my Sam," she whispered, scanning the doors. Then she saw a sign, "Captain." "Oh, goofy me, I found him," she said, her heart racing. Without hesitation, she knocked. Sam was still up, talking to Susan over a video call. "Can you hold on for a moment, Susan? Someone's at my door." "Of course," Susan smiled. Sam rose slowly and opened the door.
Luna's smile was radiant. "Hello, Sam. I missed you so. I wonder if I can spend some time with you." Sam blinked. She was dead-drop gorgeous. "Sure," he said, then back to the video call. "Give me a minute, Susan. Please come in." Luna stepped in, glancing around Sam's cabin before taking a seat. Sam said goodbye to Susan, ending the call. Sitting across from her, Sam asked gently, "Is everything okay, Luna?" "Oh, yes," she said, her eyes bright, smiling. "Everything is perfect." She giggled, and Sam found himself giggling along. "You're so funny," he said. Without thinking, Luna blurted, "And you are lush." Later, they walked toward the officer's mess, Luna's hand lightly resting on Sam's arm. "Oh, your arms are very strong, Sam. Very lush," she said, her voice teasing. They grabbed a coffee and settled into a quiet corner, chatting comfortably. Bowie entered the kitchen. "Hello? Anyone here?" Sam called out. "Just us, Bowie." Bowie snapped to attention. "Sorry, sir. I thought those junior sailors were up here again. Found them a few nights ago sneaking my lamb stew." Sam chuckled. "Well, it is good stew, Bowie." Luna smiled warmly. "Yes, Bowie, it's quite yummy." Bowie looked between them, smirking at Sam. "Well, I'll leave you two, alone." He paused, then added, "Good night, sir, ma'am." "Thank you, Bowie. Good night," Sam said. "Good night, Mr. Bowie," Luna said sweetly. Luna, bold as ever, leaned closer. "I like you, Sam, so much. I have decided you will be my husband." Sam blinked, caught off guard. "Husband? Luna, we've only known each other 2 days. How can you—" Luna's smile was unwavering. "Well, I can. I like you, and I have decided you will be mine, unless," she paused, teasing, "unless you already have someone special." Sam ran a hand through his hair. "I was seeing someone back on Earth, just a video call earlier tonight, but I don't think it will work." Luna's eyes lit up. She grabbed Sam's arm gently. "That's great for me, Sam. I claim you as mine." Unbeknownst to them, Jennifer was peeking from a nearby wall. Her jaw tightened, eyes flashing with jealousy. "That's what you think, home wrecker."
What happens next? Will Jennifer find the courage to tell Sam how she truly feels before it's too late? Will Bowie catch anyone sneaking bites of his famous lamb stew again? And will Luna really claim Sam as her own? Find out in the next episode of Obsidra, The Weight of Command.